Well, hello there, Libra. It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are going to be doing your 2025 reading. We're going to take a look first at the overall energy for the year, and then we'll take a look at each of the 4 quarters separately to see what blessings are on your path as the year unfolds. And I do personal readings. So if this reading is resonating with you and you'd like a more personalized 2025 reading, the link is in the description below. So I'd be honored to do a reading for you. So let's take a look. Let's jump into it. Let's see what is on the horizon for you. Seahorse Spirit, watch and wait. Okay, so that is the number 53. And 5 plus 3 equals 8. There's a little bit of energy of recognizing that you're on the right path, that things are unfolding for you, but there's a sense that there's a lot of divine is working behind the scenes in order for what it is that you are wanting to manifest, whether that's in your career, in your life in general, a new romantic partner, whatever it is. It's not that it's not coming to you, right? I feel like you're kind of tired of waiting. It's a little bit of I'm tired of waiting. But just recognizing that the divine is working behind the scenes in order for what your heart is desiring to come towards you, okay? And we have to keep in mind, we're not the only ones putting our wishes and dreams out there, trying to manifest things. And sometimes, people and situations have to work in a certain way before they can become available to us. And so it's that energy of just watching, just waiting, allowing things to unfold. Yeah, in the flow, everything is smooth sailing. Beautiful energy. Kind of interesting. Gemini had that same card. Theirs was different than this, but it is that energy of not, okay, this is the energy. It's like, don't try to take control, right? Like you really and truly don't have to do anything. Both of these are just relax, enjoy, allow the divine to work in your favor. I feel like you're trying to control the situation, or you want it to go faster. So you're trying to speed things up, right? But it's kind of like when we do that, what we're just doing is delaying it even more because, things are being orchestrated in your favor behind the scenes. And when we start trying to manipulate that, trying to get that to come in faster, then we just muck up the energy. Yeah, visualization. So I feel like there is this energy where just continue to visualize, keeping your heart open, knowing what it is that you're desiring is on its way to you. And the best thing that you can do at this time, this isn't about taking action. Visualizing is about staying in that energy of knowing what it is that you are desiring is on its way to you. Wow. Okay, so let's take a look at each of the 4 quarters and look at the fates. It's destined for you. This is like the Wheel of Fortune. It's destined, but it's going to come in, whatever it is that you're really and truly desiring. It's on its way. It's just going to arrive in divine time. Okay, so let's also talk about 2025. 2025 is a 9 year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. And 9 years are about bringing things to closure. So the last 9 year we had was 2016. So you could think back to 2016, what mindsets, relationships, situations, career opportunities, or whatever, were you closing out in 2016? And 2017 was a 1 year. That's where we're planting new seeds. We kind of have to clean up our life in 2016, right? You may have made some big changes or decided you were going to make big changes in 2017, right? And then in 2017, you started a new chapter. Well, this is a 9 year. We're closing out that 9 year cycle. So things that you may have started in 2017 are now kind of like closing up for you, right? Maybe you ended something in 2017, but it's taken you 9 years to heal from that ending or to process it, right? And to see it in a new perspective. This is the energy where you're closing up things in your life that need to be dealt with so that in 2026, another 1 year, right? 2026, you'll be planting new seeds. It's a little bit like this is like if you take it like a farmer, this is the year where plowing the field, right? Getting the field a little bit ready, cleared of the weeds and the debris and all of that stuff. We're not maybe necessarily planting seeds, but we're getting in our mind what seeds we would like to plant next year. But this year, it's about getting the field ready. And that's what you're doing. Look, you have angels of the four directions, the fates. And then I'm going to take this one. You have kindred spirits, new people, new situations, right? Pluto has moved into your 5th house of pleasure, romance, play, right? More fun, more delight, not feeling quite so down and obligated by people and situations. And so I feel, yeah, look, you have the Empress energy popping right out. So it's a little bit of energy of asking yourself, what is it you're going to want to really start creating in 2026? Doesn't mean you don't necessarily start anything new this year, but a 9-year is not normally a year we start new things, but we're preparing for starting new things in 2026. Okay, so, oh my goodness. Okay, beautiful. All right, so right off the bat, there is this energy where either you are manifesting or trying to manifest, creating. You have the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, right? Both of these are divine feminine energies. They're both about creating things in the world, Empress, creating businesses. It could be creating new relationships. It could be creating a family, okay? Especially if you're thinking about extending your family in one way or another. And then the Queen of Pentacles is very business oriented, very responsible, reliable, nurtures herself, takes good care of her health. Okay, and takes good care of the people that are around her. I think that that's what you're seeing here in January, February, March. It could be that you're kind of like setting your sights on where you may, want to be at the end of the year, how you want to prepare that field for the seeds that you want to plant next year. But understanding that you may be a little bit farther away from being able to plant those seeds than you want to be, right? So this year could be about, okay, how can I get myself prepared for 2026? So let's take an example. An example could be you want to change careers, okay? And it's a drastic change of careers. So next year, you may want to be in a completely new career or start looking for a job in a new career. But you know that there's some things that you may have to learn, some skills you have to develop or a certification that you may need to get, right, before you can change careers. So this year might be that energy of, okay, what is it that I want to create and what steps do I need to take so that I can be prepared to start making changes in 2026. So this year could be the year you go back to school, you learn some new skills or talents, you meet new people that can help you in that transition. And then 2026, you could be changing careers. Same thing, say you want to extend your family in one way or another. A lot of times, that might mean that you want to really spend time getting your body as healthy as possible before you allow yourself to get pregnant. You could spend 2025 pregnant, but the baby comes in 2026. It's that type of energy where you're understanding there are steps that you may need to do before you can take the big leap of faith. It could be buying a home. right? You're wanting to create a new home for yourself or for your family, and understanding this is a year where you may have to be like getting your finances in order so that you can apply for a mortgage so that you can buy the house, or saving up for the down payment or whatever it is. I love both of these energies because what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to stay in this energy of visualizing, of staying hopeful for what it is that you are wanting to create in your life. And at the same time, staying practical, right? Taking those steps that you may need to take on a daily basis in order to move towards that, but recognizing it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And that's what I love about this energy, right? Because you're both of these, the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, right? They're very, they're creative, but they're also patient, right? They know that sometimes the things that we really want mean that we have to put a little bit of work into it, or it takes a little bit more time for those things to come into fruition. And it's kind of like, I'm patient. I want it enough that I'm patient to stay with this. Let's see what we have. Yeah, High Priestess, 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like there's something here where you're not happy being on your own. Yeah, it's a really kind of interesting. You have the High Priestess, the 4 of Cups, right? But here you are. You may have the last 9 years really built your independence, right? And now it's kind of like, wait a minute, I don't want to be alone. I want a partner. I want a kindred partnership of some sort in my life, whether that's in business. Could have created a business, been an entrepreneur, but you're tired of working by yourself. Could be, can I find a business partner to join me on this journey? If it's in romance, it's kind of like, yes, I've worked hard to bring myself into the energy of being an independent creator of my life, but I want to share it with somebody. I don't want to be alone the rest of my life. You do have the King of Wands on the bottom, right? A divine counterpart you have the 8 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups with the Magician energy. Really nice. And the King of Pentacles. I think a lot of you are wanting somebody to be a companion, at least in some way, whether that's a business partner or a romantic partner. I want to have somebody join me on my path, but you're also not willing to just take the first person that comes along, right? You're understanding, okay, I've done all this healing, but I want to wait until the right person comes along. I don't want to have to go back and revisit all of those lessons that I've already learned. So this is taking it slow, having the patience to date people, to further explore what it is that you're truly looking for in a partner, instead of kind of like jumping at the first opportunity that comes along. So that's January, February, and March. I think you're really It is a little bit of strategy, okay, but it is a sense of patience and really working with your spirit guides and your angels to help manifest the opportunities to come onto your path this year so that you can get ready to have what it is that you truly want in 2026. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. So this would be April, May, and June. You have the Y coming out, a chakra of records, and then you have fear and the 5 of Wands. I think that you're taking a little bit of action, perhaps in January, February, and March. Maybe you're kind of putting yourself out there. You're looking at, what courses you may have to take. If you're changing careers, you may start getting on online dating or something like that. But when we are trying to make change in our life, suddenly we will have the ego coming in and letting us know, wait a minute, change is scary, right? That's what our ego wants us to know. And I think that you may go through a little bit of a period where you're asking yourself, why? Why have I made the choices I've made in the past? Why am I trying to go on this new path, right? What is going on? This is definitely the energy of a 9-year coming back to what didn't work in the past, and why didn't it work? Because I don't want to repeat that. But it's also this energy of being a little bit fearful of what that may pull up. Sometimes we're a little bit afraid to look at that. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, you have the Devil, the Four of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. Okay, so there is a little bit of energy where you may be tempted, a little bit tempted to put yourself out there a little bit more quickly than it's kind of like taking leaping at the first opportunity that passes you by, right? And it's kind of like, I think what Spirit wants you to do is to learn to be more patient, to allow yourself, right, a little bit more time. If you have a pattern of being impulsive, making what some people might call impulsive decisions in the past, there is a little bit of energy where there's two things that could be happening, right? You could be revisiting that pattern of impulsive decisions that lead you to avenues that really don't bring you a lot of joy, right? Or you could be not wanting to make any changes because you think you may be too impulsive. So you're kind of keeping yourself stuck. Instead of making the wrong choice, you're saying, no, I'm going to just stay here where I am. So there's kind of like two different scenarios, depending on what you're thinking, what resonates with you. But we have a Hanged Man, right? This is the energy of seeing a different perspective to the anxieties that are coming up for you in April, May, and June, right? Here's your card, Libra, right? The Justice card. You're going to find this balance of making decisions in a timely fashion so that you can progress forward, you can make changes in your life, but also not being too spontaneous so that you're just making change to make change, right? Sometimes we can fall into that pattern of, I don't like what I had, so I just want to make change, right? That would be kind of like you wake up and you're like, I don't like my hair. And then you go to the salon, you just like cut it all off, right? And then you're like, well, wait a minute, what did I do? Why didn't I spend a little bit more time researching what haircut I want, right? Or talking to the stylist about what might be best for my hair type, right? My face shape and stuff. It's just kind of like going in and saying, no, this is what I want you to do, right? This is the energy of learning how to balance a little bit more the sense of taking action, you know, having maybe a little bit of spontaneity, but at the same time, kind of balancing it out with this Queen of Pentacles energy of doing a little bit more research. There is that energy. And Libra, I know sometimes, you know, you're kind of a sign that wants to please everybody. So you can sometimes make decisions based more on what other people want you to do. This is the energy of learning how to make decisions that are best for you, but not making them so hastily that you just jump into another situation that's not really good for you. All right, so let's see what July, August, and September have for you. Yes, you're going on a new path. I think that that's what this April, May, and June energy is. You're going through kind of like the research part. You're kind of like allowing yourself to weigh the pros and cons of going in a new direction, right? Because here you are, you're going in the new direction come the third quarter. And I love this. I mean, the astrology actually for 2025 makes a lot of sense for you to take some big leap of faith, right? Understanding, I'm taking a leap of faith, but also having that confidence in it because you have allowed yourself to be patient and to do your research, no matter what that is. It's kind of like, you know, if, let's say it's in love too, right? Like not falling for the very first person before you really and truly get to know them. If you've been somebody that has been in romantic connections and, you know, you just like can get easily swept off your feet, but then, you know, it doesn't go anywhere, right? That it could be even, you know, being highly physically attractive to somebody, but then down the road figuring out that they don't have the ability to be emotionally intimate or to be able to be vulnerable. Yes, so let's see what we have here. Yeah, I feel like you have an offer coming in. You have the Ace of Pentacles, but it comes with the Five of Cups and then the Three of Cups, okay? So this is an indication where I think you're getting some offer that will help you to start on a new path sometime in July, August, or September. So here comes the offer, and it's divinely guided, right? It's the energy of a gift from the universe. But it does mean that you have to say goodbye to some other things. And that is the energy of a 9-year, right? It's kind of like, okay, I can feel the tides turning in my favor so that I can go into a new path. But it also means that I have to allow myself to say goodbye to some people or some things that I do enjoy, right? There is a little bit of mourning here, but ultimately, you have the Three of Cups. It is an energy of celebrating, of finding people that are like-minded. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are moving, okay? This is a little bit of an energy of moving, of understanding an opportunity, right? Could be a job comes available in another city, or you're ready for a change in your life, but you're doing your research, you're figuring out where is it that I really want to move. And so the opportunity comes that you can move, but it means that you have to leave people, friends behind that you do enjoy, right, in order to go towards meeting new people and finding a new, more like-minded community. I feel that's what you're wanting. There's this sense of, I want connection. Even if it's not romantic, it's kind of like, I want connection with people that get me, that understand me, right? That appreciate what I have to offer. And it does mean that you do have to allow yourself to let go of a situation or relationships where you are right now in order to move on to that. All right, in the fourth quarter, this is beautiful. You are finally coming to terms. I feel like your energy has been fragmented for quite a while, Libra, right? But this is the thing. It's kind of like maybe all of this fragmentation, right, was in order for you to find peace and loving yourself and coming to terms with what it is that your heart truly desires, of not trying to listen to your ego or listen to society or making decisions that please others. This is coming to peace with making decisions that are more in alignment with what your heart truly desires. And I love that energy. Look, you have the Lover's energy on the bottom, right? Yeah, let's see. Empress and then the Justice card. I think for a lot of you, you are truly embracing your Empress energy this year. Very much a lot of divine feminine energy here. But it's about also understanding how following your intuition, maybe one of the things that you're learning either this year or you have been practicing over the last 9 years, is figuring out the difference between your intuition and your fear, right? Or your intuition and spontaneous, rash decisions that you make. Understanding that there is a difference. Your intuition is quiet and peaceful, right? It doesn't come in with this Knight of Wands energy. It doesn't come in and say, hey, Libra, we got to change up our life, or, oh, let's go move to this place, or whatever it is. This is the energy of really listening to your heart and kind of like putting into place a structure for helping you to make decisions that are more in alignment with what your heart truly desires. There is a little bit of energy where you may have, if you especially now at the beginning of the year, yeah, this is so much more balanced. Oh, I love this. There's a little bit of energy here where if you You've had a hard time trying to figure out what it is that your heart truly desires. You're learning how to become more attuned to what your heart truly desires, right? Trying to fill your day more with things that bring you true joy instead of instant gratification. There is a little bit of energy here of being kind of like addicted, I'm going to say, in a way, addicted to instant gratification. It's like getting a dopamine hit, right? And it's like understanding that that is not what your heart truly desires. In other words, it's denying you truly what your heart desires. This can be a little bit of the energy where, you want, because you have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Hearts, right? Your heart truly desires, our bodies truly desire to be in a healthy state. But this is kind of like, that's a long-term goal. Nobody can become healthy overnight or instantly like that, right? A lot of times we're sold that bill of goods, but that's not really true. Having a healthy body and mind and spirit is a lot about doing those things on a daily basis that help us to get there. There's a little bit of energy of asking yourself, being really truthful with yourself. Are there certain things that you may be doing that are truly preventing you from stepping into who you really and truly want to be? It's kind of like allowing yourself to take a look at what mindset or habits or behaviors you may be doing that are preventing you from having what it is that you truly want. Really kind of interesting energy there, because I think it's about learning how to balance. Yeah, you have the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Learning how to balance, right? That sense of, it would be kind of like moderation, right? Moderation in everything. It's kind of like understanding, if I want to have a happy, healthy body, right? It doesn't mean I have to deprive myself of things. What it does mean is that I need to balance or have more moderation in those things that are good for my body and those things that are not quite so good for my body. Yeah, I think it's really good. I think this year may have a lot to do with your health. Really allowing yourself to get real with yourself about how you're taking care of your body and your finances, okay? With the Queen of Pentacles. How are you taking care of them? And putting some new foundations, okay, into that. And it may be that next year in 2026, you really make some big changes, but maybe this year is working with a nutritional coach or an exercise coach or a life coach or a financial advisor, allowing yourself to use this year to reset. I know it's, I'm not selling anything here. It's kind of like, but I have seen a lot of people this time of year are talking about, resetting their dopamine or resetting their body's health. It's kind of like, okay, what can I eliminate or moderate myself with so that I have the energy, the vitality, the enthusiasm, the inspiration, the motivation to do the things I want to do in 2026. I think there are some burdens that you're carrying, right? 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. There's something that is holding you back from being able to move out into the world. And I think you're actually moving out into the world in 2026, maybe possibly towards the end of this year. But it's kind of like, I want more for myself. And what changes do I need to make so that I can go after those things? It's a little bit of the energy of packing for a long trip, right? And thinking of 2026 as the beginning of a 9-year trip. And so it's like, okay, I have to figure out what is it I want from myself for the next 10 years, but what do I need to pack in order to go there, and not allowing yourself to pack too much, right? It's kind of like, I want to take action, but I want to have the right things with me when I go on that trip. Really beautiful energy. Yeah, I didn't even, Seven of Swords, the Lovers, the Five of Pentacles. Asking yourself, it's a little bit about relationships, connections with others. There is, but it's also about understanding how you could be perhaps sabotaging your relationships with others because you're allowing the sense, Five of Pentacles, the sense of, Pentacles once again can be your health holding you back, right? Or some, things that, it could be addictions or, just behaviors, patterns of behavior that are holding you back from really and truly being able to make choices that are based on what your heart is. That's what the Lovers card is in the old tarot. Choosing what your heart truly desires. You're recognizing what's holding you back from that, and you're dealing with it. That's what I like about this year. You're dealing with it. You're not being an ostrich and putting your head in the sand, right? You could be working with, some advisor. You have the King of Swords, air energy. But the King of Swords is somebody that tells you what like it is, right? You could be denying that you have a health issue, right? It's kind of like, well, I don't think that's that bad or something like that. And then you seek out a doctor or a specialist or something that says, you know what, this is something that is, if it's not affecting you now, it's going to affect you in the future. But if we make some changes in your life, you're going to have a much happier, healthier, longer life, right? Or you talk to your financial advisor, right? You kind of like been putting it off over there a little bit. You may have some idea, but you're not really sure. This is you contacting a financial advisor that gives you the straight advice, tells you the facts of where you are and what changes you may need to make so that you can have the money, the financial wherewithal to go towards what it is that you want in 2026. I love this energy. It is so funny because it is kind of hard when we're thinking this is a year of just resetting. This is a resetting year, right? But it is about staying optimistic. Remember, you have this energy about being excited, knowing that what you're doing now is setting you up for the adventure of your life, right? And that's what I think 2026 is really bringing in for you. All right, so yes, let's pull this all. Okay, so they're wanting me to come back to Pluto and Capricorn. That was in your fourth house of home and family. The actual home you may live in. It's also the people you share that home with. This is the energy now that Pluto has moved into your fifth house of pleasure and play and romance. Your home life could look so totally different than it did in 2008. It could look totally different than it did in 2016. And this is you saying, okay, the slate is clean. Pluto is out of Capricorn. Yes, that is something to celebrate, right? And Pluto is now in Aquarius. I get to dream again, but understanding that you're manifesting your dream, right? It's coming. It is truly coming, but it is also about getting crystal clear about what your heart truly desires, rather than trying to manifest something that maybe you thought you wanted, but was actually much smaller than what you deserve and what you will receive when you allow yourself to go through this process. Wow, beautiful. All right, Libra, let's pull a soul truth card for you. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, where am I called to use my voice right now? I actually think it's about using your voice with yourself. It's a little bit of an energy of getting real with yourself. And I know that is sometimes difficult, right? It's so much easier, right, to kind of like say it's the economy, or it's the earth, or it's the people I grew up with, or whatever. Not denying that, okay? But this is you recognizing that you have more control over your own happiness, right? And it's taking back that control. And part of being able to take back that control is seeing yourself and the part that you play in some of the choices that you make on a daily basis, whether they're too spontaneous or not spontaneous enough. Deciding what you are putting into your body, how you are spending your money. It's kind of like you're allowing yourself to reset the thinking that you have about the decisions that you're making on a day-to-day basis that not only affect you today, but will affect you down the line. Right? So I love this energy. Yes, you have a soul script that was written to be spoken. Your story matters, and it's time for you to share it with the world. I actually think for some of you, you are going to use this experience to help other people to reset their life. Okay, because that Pluto and Capricorn energy was very difficult for you, this last 15 years. And I'm sending you so much love and hugs, but it is also recognizing we're on the other side of it. We can't even blame Pluto anymore. We're in a much brighter, lighter energy, especially for air signs, right? So it's this energy of, okay, Pluto and Capricorn is over. Check. I can't use that as an excuse anymore. And it's also kind of like getting realistic with, okay, Pluto comes in, it's like a bulldozer. It clears out things and people, situations that are not in alignment with what is really meant for us or what our heart truly desires. It's kind of like this year, you're looking at the rubble and you're saying, okay, I got to sit here and get my ducks back in a row. So in 2026, I can be up and running and have a strong foundation. This is the year where you're building a strong foundation for yourself in your health, in your wealth, in your wellness, right? In your relationships, and learning how to make decisions that are good for you, not just right now, instant gratification, but good for you long term. Wow. All right. Beautiful. Visualize. Keep that visualization. Keep in mind who you want to become. Allow that to be your motivation to stay inspired during this process. All right, Libra, I'm going to leave it there. I do wish you such a happy and healthy 2025. Thank you so much for being a part of my journey and allowing me to be a part of yours. And I hope to see you again really soon. Much love and light. Bye for now.